We're often taught that algebra is just letters and numbers on a page. But what if it's a toolkit of machines, each designed to solve a specific real-world problem? Take linear equations. Your plumber's bill, an $80 call-out fee plus $60 an hour, that's a linear machine. Y equals mx plus c. Simple, predictable. But what happens when things get more complicated? Imagine two cars leaving towns 300 kilometers apart, driving towards each other. One at 60 kilometers per hour, the other at 40. Where do they meet? This isn't a job for one machine. You need a system of simultaneous equations to find that single point in space and time where their paths cross. They'll meet in 3 hours, 180 kilometers from the first town. Now, picture a football game. A player kicks the ball. Its flight path isn't a straight line. It's a perfect arc, a parabola. Predicting when that ball will be exactly 10 meters high isn't random. It's a quadratic equation. The math tells us it happens twice, once on the way up at 1 second and again on the way down at 2 seconds. But even a football team operates within limits. They have a budget. Let's say you have $100 for a party. Pizzas are $15 and you absolutely must buy $60 worth of drinks. How many pizzas can you get? That's not an equation seeking one answer. It's an inequality defining a boundary. The math machine here tells you the limit. 15p plus 60 is less than or equal to 100. You can buy a maximum of 2 pizzas. From a simple fee to a meeting point to the arc of a ball to a hard budget. The hardest part isn't solving for X. It's looking at a problem and knowing which machine to turn on. Once you learn to see it, you realize math isn't just in the textbook. It's the silent machinery that runs the world.